Good morning, this is Uncle Bill, and I hope you're having a great day. Well, I must say that there are a lot of children out there today that are not having a good day. Let me start this conversation with a reflection of what happened to me yesterday. As you know, I normally try to keep my videos jovial, sarcastic in some ways, but not today. I received a call from our county guardian ad litem office asking if I would consider taking on just one more case. Let me backtrack and explain what a guardian ad litem is. In the United States, across this country, there are volunteer guardian ad litems or CASA workers who are appointed by the family court judge to represent the best interest and wishes of children that are in the system because of abuse or neglect. Having 3 cases involving 5 children at the present time, I was very reluctant to even consider taking on an additional case. Now, obviously, I can't go into the details, but I will tell you, yesterday was not one of the best days I've had recently. Starting my investigation and talking with the children, there were several times that I actually had tears in my eyes. Now, I'm going to share some statistics with you. And I apologize for all the numbers, but I think you need to hear them so you can understand exactly what's going on. Did you know there are over 1 million children in this country that are victims of abuse and or neglect every year? Now, I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about South Carolina and the area where I live, only because I'm familiar with these numbers and all the details. Now then, research, I have found that South Carolina is nowhere near the top of the list for abuse and neglect. Thank God. According to the Children's Defense Fund, in South Carolina, 21.7% of the 1,066,000 some odd children live in poverty. That means in South Carolina alone, 228,000 children live at or below poverty level. Let me say right now that just because these children live in poverty, that does not indicate that all the abuse and neglect cases involve them. Abuse and neglect involve every race, every creed, every financial status. Last year alone, there were over 13,000 reported cases of neglect or abuse. In our state, South Carolina, there are currently over 5,000 children there in foster care because there is no responsible adult relative that can care for them. In addition, over 100 South Carolina children enter the family court system each and every week. Our local guardian ad litem or GAL office, I found that we had 14 new cases turned in just this week so far. I say so far because we're waiting on the paperwork before another 50 will fall on our desk. You need to understand that 50 cases does not necessarily mean 50 children, because each case normally involves 2, 3, or more children. because most families have more than one child. Here's a big issue that we are having. We do not have anywhere near the number of volunteer guardian ad litems to handle this kind of caseload. In Florence and Marion County alone, we need at least 30 volunteers, new volunteers, in addition to what we already have, to be able to adequately provide the time it takes to handle these children and look after their best interest. Without a guardian ad litem, these children will not have anyone to do that. They will not have anyone that can just work on their behalf, represent them, to make sure that their best interests and wishes are brought before the court. All states, all counties across this country are having terrible budgetary issues, which filter down and means that court-appointed attorney guardian ad litems are no longer available. Money's not there to pay them. We need, more importantly, the children need your help. If you have only 4 to 6 hours per month that you can give to a child, you could be the person who makes a huge difference in his or her life. You got to remember, we're talking about children that, they're really not concerned or worried about the debt that everyone says that we're going to leave to them and our grandchildren. They're not worried about things like that. These children are worried about practically surviving today. I'm begging you, please get in touch with your local guardian ad litem or CASA office and tell them that you would like to make a difference in a child's life and volunteer to be a CASA or a guardian ad litem. In Florence County or Marion County, you can call 843-669-7940 and tell them that you want to volunteer. They'll be more than happy to get an application for you and start the necessary paperwork and background checks to get this done. Now, I want to tell you right up front that not everybody would enjoy being a volunteer guardian ad litem. It sometimes is very hard work, sometimes it's very sad work, but I guarantee you it is rewarding work. There's nothing more exciting to see a child that has made a complete turnaround. Just from personal experience, I've had children that were so standoffish, just would not talk to me, would not smile, and go for weeks, sometimes months like that. And then at some point, you can walk in and that child will just say, Mr. Bill, and just run up and jump in my arms and give me a hug, and laugh and giggle. And folks, I'm going to tell you, you know that you've made a difference. Every child deserves a safe, loving, nurturing environment. Every child deserves having and enjoying a childhood. I'm hoping that, and I'm asking you if you'll do this for me. Attach a copy of this video to any emails that you can send out. Attach it to your Facebook, send it to your friends, Twitter, whatever. And get the word out that guardians and CASA workers are needed. You and your friends can make a huge difference immediately. And one other thing for me. Tonight, when you put your children in bed, give them a real good hug and tell them that you love them. Until next time, this is Uncle Bill. Thank you for visiting.